I need help. And not just because some of my transfers are somewhat... we'll talk about it. Welcome back to the Leeds United series. Run the intro. Let's get into this. Team, and welcome back to the Leeds United save. Firstly, I can't go beyond this without saying thank you so much for the support on episode 1. If you've not already seen it, thank you for watching it. Let's go again this time around. Drop a like if you're enjoying it. Let's see some more. If we hit the big numbers, we'll do another episode later tonight. So we're bringing them out. First matches later tonight. But before we get there, transfers. All the transfers. Oh dear. Oh dear. Now, if you've not watched me before, then prepare yourselves. That's the same word said in different ways. For those that have watched me before, you know what's coming to a degree. Right, let's run you through then a few of the transfers we've made. Of course, the transfer window was extended this summer because of the way that it's happened with lockdown. Well, lockdown not specifically, but with the COVID situation, of course, they extended the transfer window. So we've got quite a long time to preparation. I'm doing all the preps today. But let's run you then through the transfers. And I've had to sell a few players as well, obviously. So we'll start with that, shall we? Alioski, I identified him last episode. I knew he'd be leaving at some point. He's gone to Burnley, a Premier League rival. Potentially, he can play quite a few roles, so he's quite a good utility man. But we've got £7 million for him. I think that's pretty good. I've brought players in to replace him, so I don't feel too bad about it. A decent footballer, but not someone that I think I would have relied upon heavily this season, so we'll take the cash. And it's worth noting that Click is joining Atlanta United later on this season, around I think it's February the 2nd, does he go? Yeah, sorry, the 10th of February, my apologies. That's when he goes. So he's a good footballer. We've brought in quite a few central midfielders. We know one of them, don't we? Yes, I've bought Jack Wilshere. That has happened. That did happen. Of course, it's happened. So let's run you through the rest of them. We're getting about 10 million for him, so we're pretty happy. I think maybe 13 million actually. I remember when I agreed the deal, I thought that's too much. 13 million for with respect to him, a 30-year-old Pole. So we'll take that. I've been described as that recently. Just a 30-year-old Pole, which is needless. So balance-wise, I've actually got 17 million left to spend, and this is where you'll come in a moment once I've revealed who's signed and systems that I think we're going to play going into this season and the way I'm going to operate. Then I'm going to come to you, and I'm going to need some form of advice when it comes to our forays towards the transfer window, because I'm not 100% sure on what the right thing to do is. Which is great, isn't it? As the manager, episode 2 of a new series on a new game, I'm sitting there going, please help. Professional YouTuber, Ben. Come on. This is poor from you. Also, our transfer budget is massively more than our overall balance, which is a scary place to be in. It's because we've not had the money yet, because he's not left to Atlanta. So, there we go. All right, forget this. Who have I brought in? Not Mario Balotelli. Oh, no. I had him on trial, viewers. I had him on trial, and he's gone to Brentford. So, and for less money, for half the money. So, I don't want you in the end, Mario. That's how it's turned out in my mind. I can only think that this is a good thing, and I've probably dodged a Mario Balotelli-sized bullet there, because it might not have gone brilliantly for me. I've managed him in the past. We've not always got on. Had him on trial, though. Accepted the trial. 3 days later, went to Brentford. I don't know why. Just fancy the trip to Yorkshire. Had a little walk around Temple Newsome. That's from my Leeds friends. You can enjoy that. Yes, I've been to Tropical World. Yes, I love it there. I specifically like the little bit with the cactuses, if you must know. Is that still there? I've not been for a while. All right, then we've already mentioned him. Jack Wilshere has joined at 28 years of age. It seems, I can't wait to figure out, viewers, if that's Jack Wilshere being old or young. I'm not sure. But it was signing on a free transfer after a pretty unsuccessful spell at West Ham after being at Arsenal for many years. And of course, we know with Jack Wilshere, this has been the issue. There's been some major injuries for him. And hopefully he can avoid those and actually play a decent part for me in this side. What I thought I'd do in the transfer window is bring in a few boys that have got Premier League experience, and he falls right into that category. I'm going to mention it now because it becomes more and more obvious. Faces and badges, not yet, soon. It's a beta. I don't want to ruin my own beta by bringing in face packs and badge packs that then ruin what is quite a good game so far. But Wilshere, to me, stands out as a player that I think will have a really good impact mentally. Despite all the injuries, he's got some really nice attributes there. Natural fitness of 9, obviously a concern. That's not great. Oh, by the way, if you hear periodically some banging, that's not the players trying to break out of what is clearly already a sinking ship. That's just next door doing some building work, which is great on the day FM is out, really. Come in! It's not knocking. Someone's just banging. So, or they're getting very excited with the old fist pump. Don't do that. They're getting very excited with the old fist pump animations. Too excited, if anything. They're like those boxing robots. Do you know what I mean? We'll get to those gestures soon. All right, Jack Wilshere then, in. Value to the transfer as well. 2-year deal, so if he does get injuries and doesn't work out, we can move him on again. I could be at Leeds for a while. The next transfer then that I did sort of preempt, I said this could happen, Danny Rose. 30 years of age, of course, started his career at Leeds United, and there is a little bit of me that wants to get a few of those boys back. I'm looking at you, Carl Walker, James Milner, amongst others, right? Fabian Delph was an opportunity for me as well, but he's too expensive at the moment. £2.5 million. Danny Rose joins us. Bad news for Danny. Inter Milan weren't interested. And I had a chat with him. He was like, are Inter interested? I said, no, Danny. He said, fair enough. And now here we are. He's at Leeds. He's got, what I like about Danny Rose, he fits straight in. Got the accent. And that's important. Let's try do it. If my mum watches this, she's going to hate me. Oh, no. Oh, hello, love. You're right. Yeah, I'm good. Like, yeah, very good. Yeah, look, you're looking good, Duck. Oh, yeah. Cracking. Let's get on with it, shall we? Where are we now? I think I was crossing the Pennines there. Throughout that should stop. I'll come back to it. My Yorkshire's actually very good, but under pressure, I don't know. First choice left back, Danny Rose. That's the important thing here, not my Yorkshire accent. Well, yes, the Yorkshire accent, but... Ezekiel Garay is the next man up, 33 years of age, and potentially a starting centre-back for me. One of the best free transfers you can get this year. I've already mentioned Mario rejected me. Shout out to Bernat, and shout out to Mandzukic, who have also said, don't think so. But a big thank you to Garay, who has come in, again, short-term, 2-year deal, physically, of course, declining at his age, but has been around the block. He's been at so many clubs. Of course, Madrid's in there, Benfica, Zenit, Valencia most recently, and now on a free transfer to Leeds United. It's definitely going to strengthen them to the back. I look at his composure, his concentration, his decision-making, and that excites me, as is his positioning, heading, marking as well. Tackling's decent too. And I've got a good penalty on him. So when we're in the FA Cup final and we require a centre-back to step up second to score the goal to put us into dreamland, then he's the guy. I've gone quite far with that analogy. Or dream. It's probably more of a dream. But yeah, Garay. I like this transfer a lot. I think I've done good business. And if you're doing a Premier League save, get him in. I actually genuinely think if you're doing a Premier League save, he's like a signing that I think you should just make, because he's a great third, fourth choice defender to bring in and have at the club. So, yeah, but for a team like Leeds that only promoted with his experience, he's going to start for me. And speaking of experience, you thought 33 was the oldest? No. Kabay. Johan Kabay has been brought in. Oh, yes. Now, a Click leaving and Wilshere brought in. I did identify that. I thought central midfield for Leeds was a bit of a problem. And a few people said that in the comments as well. They thought that was an area where we needed more depth. And that's what we've gone out and done. And we've still got 17 million left to spend. There's one more transfer after this, another central midfielder. I've bought too many, if I'm being honest. Kabay, though, lots of caps for France. Of course, I've got lots of Premier League experience, both with Newcastle and Crystal Palace. Has been sort of on a bit of a holiday most recently, it feels like. Of course, had a little time at Paris Saint-Germain off the back of some decent performances for Newcastle. It didn't really work out there, in my opinion. But back in the Premier League, back at Leeds United. I say back at Leeds United for the first time at Leeds United. And I think still, even at the age of 34, has got something to offer. It's a very risk-free, 1-year deal. Keep us in the Premier League, get us around mid-table, and then we can propel ourselves further forward. That's going to be the idea this year. And I think if we're losing players like Phillips in midfield through injury or something like that, this is the kind of guy that comes in and fills that spot immediately. Equally, if Wilshere's having injury problems, the creative force of Johan Kabay could be the answer to those problems. Let me tell you something I've not done. And, well, not done yet. Mesut Ozil, I could loan him. I could loan Mesut Ozil and pay 175 grand a week for his contract. I asked the board, they gave me a bit more money for wages. So, do I ruin the save? Those of you that are saying I've already ruined the save, that is needless. So, noted. But do we do it? That's the question you've got to ask yourselves. I feel like if YouTube still had polls, I would probably forget to do it. And the final transfer so far then is Roberto Gagliardini, a player that I think lots of Football Manager players will probably be familiar with. He's always been a really good sort of budget central midfielder from Italy that you could pick up for a pretty decent price. And 5 million to me is a pretty decent price. I've had him in lots of saves previously to this as well, so I'm really excited to get him in the team. Of course, I had him last year during a Glory Hunter save that I did at Inter Milan. And I think to get him for £5 million when he's got this much ability, Kabay and Wilshere are great options, but this is a man that is proven and could be a key player going forward for this side. Again, central midfield was an area I had to strengthen, and this is the strength of the strength. If you take the word strengthen and you put the strength, Gagliardini, E and N, we'll do E for Kabay, N for Wilshere, and then there's strengthen. We've done it. It's a bit offensive to Wilshere and Kabay, but they were frees. But the teamwork, the bravery, the work rate, the tackling, a ball winner in the centre of midfield. And let's see then how he fits in to our starting 11 going forward this season. Of course, with money to spend, still options, and you can help me here. Where do we need to strengthen still? So looking at the lineup then, I've got two options. Defensively, we can play this sort of system with Phillips sitting behind Wilshere and Gagliardini, Rose, LORENT, Garay, Dallas at the back, Casilla in goal. Is goalkeeper an area where we should look to invest, viewers? Let me know. Rafinha on one side, Harrison on the other, with Rodrigo spearheading the attack through the centre, with a bench now that's looking pretty good. Bamford's on there, Costa's on there, Pablo Hernandez could feature at some stage. And of course, with this defensive system, I've got a couple of them. So that's to play against some of the better sides, potentially. Sticking in games, holding ourselves in games a little bit. And then to flip it on its head a little bit, Phillips moves slightly further forward. I probably wouldn't play him in that role, but that's where the likes of Kabay could play, or Pablo Hernandez, of course, get that final year out of him. Or we could bring someone in that role. Ozil. Just don't ruin the save. Do not ruin the save this early. I'm not. I'm just wondering if it's possible. Imagine that. Mesut Ozil has done more tweets than minutes played this season. Yeah, fair enough. But I've got to say, going into this year, I feel pretty confident with the side that I've got, with the squad that I've got. Let's bring the squad view up here. Because I already think Leeds had a pretty good basis to go off. And if anything, I feel like we've improved that. But again, I'll mention it for a final time. We've got 17.3 million left to spend. And which areas do you think I should be looking at to improve the team with? Comment section. This is where you come into it. Once you've left your like, get in the comment section and let me know where you think we could bring some players in. I'm bringing up the squad depth here. You can see it based on current ability. Central midfield now, sorted for me. No need to make any more changes. At the back, we've got some good options. Cooper's there if we need him. Some good backup options as well. Robin Cox there too. So we should be okay. Dallas, Rose, decent fullback options. Maybe some depth in there. But again, I feel like we're probably well set. Luke Ayling's an option. It's maybe these wider areas where we've got a few problems, and maybe another backup striker. Or do you get not a backup striker? Do you go for a striker that will rival Rodrigo this season? If he doesn't hit the ground running in the Premier League, maybe you switch him out quite early. And to have the backup of Patrick Bamford, is that enough going into the season? Having said that sentence out loud, no, it's not, is it? So I think we'll probably be looking at strikers. But again, let me know your thoughts. And I'll see you later on then for another episode. We're doing a double upload day today. You smashed it yesterday. If you smash it again today, tomorrow we'll do another double upload day. Why not? We're all over this Leeds save right now. And I'll see you for it. Football Manager 21 is here. I'll see you for more. This is great. I feel like I'm back in full swing. Signing free transfers, messing about with Mario Balotelli, thinking of signing Mesut Ozil to ruin budgets. It's what I'm here for. Marching on together. Leeds. I've missed a bit out, I know, but I wasn't going to do the whole thing, was I? Of course, you can find me live on Twitch every single day, and I'm live probably right now, 1 PM to 5 PM today. See you there.